This morning, our Verify team takes on a question about rent.
Rent is not going up as quickly as it was, but the prices are still on the rise. An 11 Alive viewer contacted our Verify team when she saw a sudden rent hike. Jerry Carnes is here to explain what landlords can and cannot do when that lease ends and it's time to renew.
Yeah, rent's a big topic. Here's one of the reasons why. The viewer who contacted us lives in an apartment that's part of a government-subsidized affordable housing program. When she saw how much her rent would increase this summer, she didn't see anything affordable about it. So we started digging to verify if there are limits on how much a landlord can increase your rent.
Imagine the shock when a new lease arrived informing a Metro Atlanta woman that her rent was increasing from $1,170 to $1,291 a month. That's an increase of more than 10%. That renter was surprised it could happen anywhere, especially in an apartment that's part of an affordable housing program. She asked us to verify if landlords can increase rent so dramatically. Our sources are Georgia law, the Georgia Department of Community Affairs, and Dr. Taylor Shelton with Georgia State University's Urban Studies Institute. Georgia law is pretty clear. It says that local governments here cannot regulate the amount of rent charged by a landlord.
But you might be able to bargain with your landlord on an individual basis, but in reality, there are no legal limits on how much rent they could increase.
Dr. Shelton tells us the only restriction is when a landlord can increase your rent. Typically, they can't do it in the middle of a lease. The Georgia legislature has considered changing the law to limit rent increases.
They unfortunately didn't get very much traction, and it's a very uphill battle to climb to do that in a state that's so property rights friendly.
The Department of Community Affairs tells us there are some limits when it comes to federally subsidized affordable housing. There are maximum amounts a landlord can charge that can be based on a renter's income or the median income of a county. As long as it doesn't exceed the maximum, a landlord can increase the rent as much as they want from lease to lease. So we can verify it's true. Landlords in Georgia are generally free to increase your rent 10% or more when you sign a new lease.
If your apartment is part of the low-income housing tax credit program in Georgia, and that's common, landlords have to give renters at least 4 months' notice if they're raising the rent 5% or more. Generally, landlords can wait until the day they offer you a new lease to notify you of any rent increase. Aisha.